Okay, so when I say Italy, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Right, it's probably the Colosseum, Renaissance art, amazing food, all the classics. But what if I told you there's a whole other story unfolding? A story about cutting edge technology, an economy that's quietly defied expectations, and a culture that's being reborn in some really cool ways. In this explainer, we're going to unravel this surprising tapestry of modern Italy. So that's the big question we're tackling. We're going to look past all the tourist postcards and stereotypes to discover a nation that's dynamic, complex, and is brilliantly weaving its incredible past into a very, very modern future. And believe it or not, a perfect way to understand this blend of old and new is through a tradition we all know: April Fool's Day. In Italy, they call it Pesce d'Aprile, which means April fish. And how this whole thing got started? Well, that's a fascinating story in itself.
The truth is, there isn't just one neat origin story. It's a real tangle. You can find traces of it way back in ancient Rome, with their spring festivals, which were all about pranks. You see echoes of it in the Middle Ages, with the Feast of Fools, where society got turned upside down for a day. But the most popular theory comes from 1582. That's when the calendar officially changed, moving New Year's Day from April 1st to January 1st. And anyone who didn't get the memo or just stubbornly kept celebrating in April, they were the original April Fools. People would play pranks on them and sometimes even stick a paper fish on their back.
This deep history is a huge part of Italy's charm, but it also creates a massive modern challenge. When your past is literally everywhere you look, it's an incredible blessing, but it's also a huge responsibility. We're talking about thousands of historical sites, and many of them are underused or even decaying. It's a giant management problem. And to give you a sense of the scale of this, get a load of this number: over 42,000. Now, that's not the number of ancient ruins. That's the number of properties that have been seized from organized crime. Just let that sink in for a second. Imagine all the potential that's locked up in those assets. The challenge of how to actually repurpose them for the public good is something Italy is working hard to figure out right now.
So, while Italy is grappling with its physical past, it's also drilling for what some are calling the black gold of the 21st century. And no, it's not oil, it's high-performance computing. And this is a field where Italy is making these huge, frankly unexpected strides.
And you really couldn't ask for a better example of this transformation than what's happened in Brindisi. They took an old, abandoned psychiatric hospital, a place with a pretty difficult history, and completely reinvented it. It's now a cutting-edge aerospace technology district. This one project has generated billions in revenue and created around 8,000 jobs. It's an incredible story of turning a painful piece of the past into a powerful engine for the future.
And this brings us right to Italy's unexpected tech boom. It's really time to forget any old ideas of a country just stuck in its past. There's a powerful new innovation engine running, and believe me, it is absolutely world-class. And just look at the evidence. In Bologna, you've got the Leonardo supercomputer, one of Europe's top AI factories. Head down to Naples, they just switched on a new 24-qubit quantum computer. The energy giant ENI is building what will be one of the most powerful supercomputers in the entire world. And it's not just the big public institutions. You've got startups like Astrodyne developing game-changing tech like satellite solar panels that double the power output with zero extra weight. This is the new face of Italian industry. And all of this innovation is fueling a major economic surprise. You know, if you only follow the major headlines, you might think Italy's economy is perpetually struggling. But the actual data tells a very different story. It's a story of incredible resilience and growth that really defies the stereotypes. And here it is. This chart is the single biggest aha moment. Between 2020 and 2024, Italy's real GDP actually grew more than that of France and Germany. Yeah, you heard that right. Italy's economy grew faster than its major European neighbors. This completely challenges the common narrative and proves something very powerful is happening.
But the story gets even more impressive when you dig into the details. Italy pulled off this growth even as its population actually declined by more than 760,000 people. And get this, unlike many other countries that fueled their recovery with debt,
Italy ran a primary surplus. What that means is the growth wasn't just a result of government spending. It was powered by a genuinely dynamic private sector.
Okay, let's pivot from the economy back to culture, because here too, tradition is getting a serious digital upgrade. Ancient customs aren't just surviving, they are finding this vibrant, exciting new life online. For instance, you might think that with a standard national language, regional dialects would be fading away, but that's not what's happening. Almost half of all Italians, about 45%, still speak a local dialect with their family and friends. It's this deep, living well of culture.
And where is that well of culture bubbling up? Online. The hashtag for dialecto, #dialecto, has racked up millions and millions of views on platforms like TikTok. It's amazing. You've got young people creating memes, songs, even little pronunciation tutorials, reclaiming their linguistic heritage and sharing it with the world in a way that's fun, creative, and totally 21st century. And this theme of weaving the old with the new just keeps popping up, especially in projects that blend craft, sustainability, and community building, all with a real social purpose.
Take this incredible project. Step 1, teams are collecting those dangerous discarded fishing nets, the so-called ghost nets, right out of the sea. Step 2, they recycle that harmful plastic, turning a pollutant into a valuable resource. And here's the best part. Step 3, they use that recycled material to generate clean energy. Just 1 kilogram of that plastic can power an entire apartment for a day. That's turning a problem into a solution.
And then there's this, on a more human scale. It's a wonderful idea called regenerative crochet. It's a project that travels across Italy, using the simple, traditional craft of crochet to bring different generations together. It's about building community, teaching valuable skills, and promoting a more ethical, sustainable alternative to fast fashion. It's just a beautiful idea.
So what you should take away from all this is a brand new image of Italy. It really is a complex tapestry. You have these ancient threads of history and culture being intricately interwoven with the high-tech fibers of supercomputers, satellite technology, and digital creativity. It's a country that honors its past by using it as a solid foundation to build a really dynamic future. And this leaves us with a final thought. Italy shows us that the places we think we know best often hold the most surprising, untold stories. It really makes you ask the question, what hidden innovations and transformations are happening right now in the countries, the cities, or even the neighborhoods you thought you already understood? The answer is often way more fascinating than you can imagine.